God, I feel like my hair is such a mess. Hey guys, how are you? My name is Jack and you're back here for another video. And in today's video, we are going to be going over, and you guys really liked my video comparing like the differences between living in Canada versus the UK. So I'm going to talk about my transition from Canada to the UK. And just talk about all the difficulties and the struggles and the hardships that I personally came in contact with, or like stuff that, you know, was different for me or was a really big adjustment for me in terms of just like really just things I can share personally about the things that I encountered over this transition. So the first thing I can really talk about was it was really hard at the age of 9 to really say goodbye to your family and not know when you're gonna see them again, like your extended family. I'm talking like your grandmother, your aunt, your grandparents, basically like your uncle. Like you're not gonna see them, and you don't even know when you're gonna see them. Like you don't know when you'll see them. I mean, at the time I had an aunt living down south in Alabama, but I mean, she moved back to the UK because it was so difficult to get citizenship in the US. So she's no longer living there anymore, but she was there in the US, so, you know, we did have one relative that was living, you know, in the same area as us, well, like, not in the same, like, country, but they were closer than, you know, being overseas. And, yeah, it was such a hard thing to just say, hey, you know, at the age of 9, you know, you're leaving all your friends behind, you're leaving all your family behind, and you're going to move to a completely different country, and you're going to start a new life. So that was tough, you know, leaving everything behind and not knowing what you'll have when you get to the other end is it's kind of terrifying when you're 9 years old. You don't really know what to expect, and that kind of surprised me a lot. But when I arrived at my school, my elementary school in Canada, I was greeted by some really nice people. And I made friends really fast, and I really started to fit in. The first thing that really shocked me about school is you have to do French here. You don't in the UK. The only thing you are required to do is English, math, and basically just your basic things like your sciences and all that stuff. But here in Canada, you need to do French. Like, it's actually mandatory to do French, and I didn't realize that at the time. And because honestly, when you're coming from the UK, you don't know much about other countries, especially when you're at the age of 9 or 10. You don't really know much else about other countries because you're still young. You're not like a teenager in high school learning about your different continents and going into depth about individual countries and their differences. So it was kind of a shocker to realize that, you know, you had to learn French, and yeah, you did. So that was another big adjustment. Another adjustment was housing. We came from a pretty small house, and you know, the house prices over in the UK are quite expensive compared to what they are here, so you can actually buy a lot for your money here. Like, you can get a pretty big house for the same amount of money. So they say, for instance, you could get like a 5-bedroom house here, but in the UK you'd be only be able to get maybe like a 3-bedroom house or a 2-bedroom house, depending on where you are buying. Like, if you were buying in downtown London, forget it. You're not buying something that's priced at a high, say £400,000, which would be like $700,000 or $800,000. You won't be finding a 3-bedroom house down in downtown London. Like, that's not going to happen. That is just not going to happen. You're lucky if you find a 1-bedroom, like, for that price, especially in downtown London. Like, I don't think you're just gonna find anything. So yeah, it was very surprising to find out that you could buy a massive house with, you know, a lot of money. And it is a lot of money, but it doesn't seem like a lot of money because in Europe the houses are just so much more expensive. It's just I guess it's just a crowding issue. I don't know. There's 66 million people living in the UK, so maybe that's just an issue in itself. So yeah, the food was a bit of an adjustment too, to be honest with you. I was, you know, it was pretty different transitioning from all British food, having just my favorite British candies and snacks, and it was just, you know, such a shame to give that up. Like, oh, just to name a few: Quality Street, Matchmakers, what else did I miss? Jaffa Cakes. Oh man, just quite a few things I really miss. Like, so much. I crave them right now as we speak. So yeah, that's just to name a few. Honestly, like, that's really my transition. It was quite a very crazy one, and honestly, I was really excited to move to a new country and, you know, see new things, but I was really, you know, worried at the same time, worrying about what am I actually leaving and why am I leaving, and, you know, am I, you know, going to a better country or to a horrible country? And you really don't know that at the age of 9. You really kind of question yourself. Are you gonna end up better off, or are you gonna end up worse off? So yeah, that's my experience in my transition, moving from one country to the other. And I can tell you, if I had to pick which country I want to live in right now to present day, I'm happy where I am right now. Honestly, I'm so happy living in Canada. It's such a beautiful country. And honestly, like, there's just so much more to explore and do. Like, we live in the second largest country in the world, and we tend to forget that. There is so much to do here, and that's what makes Canada so incredibly unique. Anyways, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below if you are new. And yeah, turn on my post notifications, and I will see your guys' faces very, very soon. Until then, have a great day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Until then, bye guys.